Hey, so welcome, and what we're going to do today is name some haloalkanes. You may see something like this. This symbolizes a haloalkane, being the carbon chain of any length, and attached to a carbon you have any sort of atom X. X being a halogen, or any atom from group 17. That's like these atoms here. When we're naming them, instead of the word fluorine or even fluoride, that's the ion, we're just going to use like a prefix. So there's a bit of a trend. We've got fluoro, chloro, bromo, and iodo. Only missing photo, but that's cool. We can try these out and see how we go. So we've got a pretty simple haloalkane. We have simple, deceptively simple. We have two carbons in the parent chain, so we're going to have some sort of ethane name, but we've also got our chlorine or chloro group here. Now you might say that this is coming off carbon number 1, so you may name this 1 chloro and then ethane. That's cool. You actually don't need that number 1. Because if you put that chlorine on this other carbon instead, you would just do your numbering the other way around. So it would just be like writing the same formula, but just backwards. So you can actually just stick with chloroethane if that's the only way you could get that, and the numbering becomes kind of, I guess, redundant. So here's our answers, just to check that we're going okay. Cool. Next one. Instantly here I see 3 carbons in a parent chain. Doesn't probably matter what way you number these, because it's pretty symmetrical. We've got a bromine attached to carbon number 2. We also have a methyl attached to carbon number 2 as well. So when we've got different branches, we need to number them alphabetically. So we would we would name this bromine side chain first. So we would say at position 2, we have a bromo, and also at position 2, we have methyl, 3 carbons in a parent chain, prop. Nice, cool. Here we've got the same situation. We've got 1, 2, 3 carbons in a chain. I'm going to number them so that these side groups get the lowest numbers. We've got a fluorine and a bromine on some sort of propane parent chain. So B comes first in the alphabet. We will have to number the bromine, because it could have been on this second carbon. Okay, so we have to say that bromine was on carbon number 1, and fluorine, or fluoro, is on carbon number 2, and then we've got propane. I like propane. Nice and short to draw. Nice. Here we have another one, similar to before, but, so we've got propane, addicted to propane. 1, 2, 3 carbons in the parent chain. We've got 2 chlorine groups coming off carbon number 2. So it's a little bit different from before. We don't have a chlorine and a fluorine. Here we have to say that we've got 2 chlorines, both of them on carbon number 2. It's going to look like this. Di meaning 2 separate chlorines. These numbers are showing where they are attached. So it could have been a 1 and a 2, or a 1 and a 3, or a 2 and a 2. Sweet. This is the last one. So here you might go 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons in parent chain. Yeah, but be careful, because here this looks like a ethyl side chain, but ethyl groups near the end of something can actually not act as a side chain, but could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we've actually got a 5 carbon parent chain. What way it's going to be numbered really depends on this fluorine atom. We want to give that fluorine atom, and then I guess if this is the parent chain, we also want to give this methyl group the lowest numbers. So if I numbered this 1, 2, 3, I'd have a 2 and a 3. If I started this way, 1, 2, 3 and a 4. So I'd rather go with a 2 and a 3 than a 3 and a 4. So what comes first in the alphabet? Fluorine over methyl. So we're going to, I'll put my numbers in. There we go. So at position number 2, we have a fluoro. At position number 3, we have that methyl. It's very easy to not see these groups and forget that they're there. And then this parent chain, which is 5 carbons long, pent. See what the answers are. Awesome. So I hope that helps give you a couple of scenarios where you might have to name some haloalkanes. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.